Mark Cuban selling most of his Bitcoin might be the Bitcoin bottom signal we've all been waiting for. This dude has lost his marbles. He sold the Mavericks last year when he shouldn't have, took an L on that. Now he's selling most of his Bitcoin when over like the last 4 or 5 years, he's been the biggest Bitcoin advocate of almost any billionaire out there. And now he says Bitcoin has lost the plot. And I just listened to his interview, and his reason for saying this is because he's like, well, over like the last like 5-10 years of me buying Bitcoin, when the inflation hits and the value of the US dollar decreases, I've been able to buy Bitcoin and it goes up. So I've been able to protect my money, my buying power against the devaluing of the US dollar and inflation being high. And now he's just like, well, ever since this conflict with Iran and the United States and Israel, he's like, gold surged over $5,000 while Bitcoin went down with the US dollar. And he's just like, that tells me that Bitcoin has lost the plot. That was his whole reason. He even said he put his money into Bitcoin because he saw it as a better version of gold. Nothing with Bitcoin has changed. The cryptography, the white paper, its use case, its utility, none of it has changed. It's still finite. It's still deflationary. It's the best performing asset over the last 16 years. And this dude is just like, yeah, no, now that one time it didn't just go up exponentially when the US dollar crashed. He's like, I just don't believe in it anymore. Like, buddy, look at the chart, zoom out. You're a billionaire. You know more about money than I do. I don't know what's going on. Maybe he's deep in the pockets with some bad people and he owes people some money because he literally has been one of the biggest advocates for Bitcoin over the last 5 years. That's why this post from yesterday has 1.5 million views, because everyone's just like, what the fuck? Like why is he selling all of his Bitcoin all of a sudden? And it was for that reason I just gave. He's like, since gold went up during this conflict and Bitcoin hasn't gone up, he's just like, I don't believe in it anymore, basically. Bitcoin has lost the plot. It's always been a hedge against the devaluing of the US dollar, and it's always been a hedge against inflation. And I just don't see that right now. I'm like, dude, was up so much last year. It's up so much over the last 15 years. It's outperformed gold. It's outperformed Nvidia. Nothing has performed better year over year than Bitcoin. And this guy just sold most of it. And you could kind of see him be like, well, I sold all of it. Well, actually, most of it. And a lot of times these billionaires try to FUD the market, and he may have not actually sold anything. We can't just take him at his word, because the dude seems to have lost his marbles a little bit. And a lot of these billionaires will FUD the market to make the price of Bitcoin go down even further so they can buy Bitcoin even cheaper. And he potentially never sold anything, but he just wanted to increase his position size in Bitcoin even more, just at a cheaper price. A lot of these people with a lot of money and a lot of market influence, like Mark Cuban, will do stuff like this so again they can get Bitcoin at a cheaper price. And so there's a chance he may have done that, but he's kind of been all over the place like the past year. But yeah, he literally said Bitcoin has lost the plot, and I think it's bullshit. Mark Cuban, I think you're an idiot, and people who have paper hands in Bitcoin and crypto always lose. They've lost over the last 10 to 15 years, and this is going to be another case of that. So yeah, Mark Cuban, I hope you saying this marks the Bitcoin bottom we've been waiting for, and hopefully here towards the second half of this year in 2026 we can see Bitcoin start pushing towards a new all-time high again. Only time will tell.